impeachment darling Marie Yovanovich wasn't completely honest with Congress when it came to Hunter Biden and Burisma. Joining me now with the exclusive details is John Solomon, journalist and Fox News contributor, along with New York Congressman Lee Zeldin. John, while Ambassador Yovanovich, ambassador to the Ukraine, claimed otherwise, she claimed this. You've uncovered that she knew more about Burisma and Hunter Biden than she let on. Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of Congressman Zeldin's good questioning, this is what we know. She testified everything she knew about Burisma and Hunter Biden came from a briefing before she went before the Senate to be confirmed, and from press reports. And Congressman Zeldin kept repressing. You only knew about press reports? She said, yeah, that's all I remember. It turns out she had meetings directly with Burisma representatives. She received letters, detailed letters from Burisma representatives, detailing their efforts to get out from under a criminal investigation before Donald Trump became president. She didn't mention any of those, and there's only two good options here, right? One is she falsely testified knowing that she had these contacts. The second is she didn't review her documents before she testified, and it was a proceeding where we were removing the President of the United States, possibly. Not a good situation for the hero of the hearings.
Now, here's what Yovanovich told Congress about the optics of Hunter Biden's job at Burisma.
Was that ever, concern, or at least the perception of that concern addressed?
As I said, I arrived in August of 2016, several months before the elections and several months before President Trump took office. And it was not a focus of what I was doing in that 6-month period.
Congressman Zeldin, these new documents show that she sent 150 pages worth of emails about Burisma.
Yeah, she was full of it. And this is a woman who's highly regarded as an intelligent woman. She's Princeton educated. She is someone who I don't believe actually didn't remember. When I was pressing her for additional information beyond the press reports, what else does she know about Burisma and Zlochevsky? And all we could get back is, I don't recall. I just don't buy that. I think what you're essentially seeing is a whitewashing attempt from that moment she arrives in August of 2016 to when Vice President Biden goes to Ukraine in January of 2017. As John Solomon, working with Citizens United, produced all of these different documents between emails, meetings, discussions. There's just no way that she showed up at that impeachment deposition under oath actually not remembering any of this.
John, wasn't this important then that the elites in the media, MSNBC, folks at ABC and CNN, I mean, they lionized Marie Yovanovich. I mean, she should have been up on Rushmore at the end of what they were saying. It was like Vindman, Colonel Vindman, Lieutenant Colonel Vindman, and Marie Yovanovich, and all the other cast of characters who were clearly very displeased with President Trump. At the bottom of all this.
Yeah, listen, right now they're building a new mountain. It's called Mount Schiff, and there's going to be people like Christopher Steele and Marie Yovanovich on the face of that mountain. What we have are a group of witnesses who gave us a false narrative, and it takes months after Adam Schiff presents his evidence for we in the media to get the truth, to dig it out. Everything about the Schiff show is falling apart, whether it's Russia or Ukraine. I expect a lot of big revelations coming up in Ukraine in the next few weeks. Senator Ron Johnson tonight announced he's going to issue a subpoena to the very group that met with Yovanovich to talk about Burisma in December of 2016. That's a major new development.
I mean, it's hard sometimes for regular folks out there, Congressman Zeldin, to keep this Venn diagram of lies, deception, and unfair persecution of people that have taken place over the last really 4 or 5 years. But we're now beginning to see it. We're now beginning to see it.
Yeah, Americans are seeing the double standard. They know that if Marie Yovanovich was there to remove President Barack Obama from office, that you would have many of these same mainstream media outlets calling for there to be a perjury investigation into her, but instead they'll fact check all this and claim that nothing that she said was dishonest, protecting Clapper, and we're seeing with Power and all these others, and Schiff was mentioned. Exactly.
Yeah,
and
they'd be digging. We'd have journalists, gentlemen, who actually dug, other than John Solomon and a few others. Gentlemen, thank you. Up next, big breaking news involving a U.S. Senator.